Hi, my name is Brianka King. I'm a single mom to an 18-month-old named Melody. We live here in Windsor Hills, and I grew up here in Windsor Hills. I went to View Park from second grade to 10th grade and then transferred to Crenshaw and graduated from Crenshaw and went off to Duke, which was my dream school. And I studied electrical and computer engineering. And while I was at Duke, I was kind of trying to figure out, what business I was going to start and what industries I was going to be an entrepreneur in. Both of my parents were business owners. So I had already decided that I was going to own a business. It was just, what business am I going to own? Or businesses I'm going to own. So when I was in college, I discovered that cannabis is like a wonder plant. And I knew that it was going to be a huge industry. Like cannabis was going to be the next thing, and I wanted to be a part of the next big thing. And I also fell in love with solar, and I knew that I wanted to have an impact in the industry as far as I wanted to, well, I still want to provide access to people in underdeveloped areas that don't have consistent access to power. So I want to design like solar microgrids in these areas, so that, we can't have like this prosperous global economy when there's millions of people all over the world who don't have consistent access to power, right? So those were my two big dreams, to be a cannabis entrepreneur and to design microgrids. So when I came home, California, which is a, a great place to be in the solar industry and also in the cannabis industry. So I started, uh, trying to network and trying to figure out how I can make these things become a reality. And so I volunteered at Grid Alternatives, and then I eventually became an intern and got a job at a small solar company, where I did project management, design. I know how to run like a residential solar project from beginning to end. But I found it really hard to break into the cannabis space because it required a lot of money. And I didn't have any money. Um, so I got when I got pregnant with my daughter and I was working at a solar company, I kind of decided that I wanted to still be in the renewable space. I just wanted to work it from a different angle. Um, so having her has kind of allowed me to, like, I took my maternity leave and took the time to be with her, but also this has been a time that I've taken to kind of reinvent myself and kind of figure out what's important to me and find a way to really take action every day to make those things happen. Um, so I came across Fourth Movement while I was still at home with her, and I was kind of apprehensive about the opportunity. Like, who just helps someone become a dispensary owner without them having to pay for anything? But I went to the meeting and I went through the process, and I was so happy to be selected. It's been like, for me and my family, it's been like, oh, it's hope. It's like, this might actually happen. This dream might actually come true. Um, so it's been really exciting. And the the thought, like, like, it's not just about being an entrepreneur and making money. It's what I plan to do with that money. And, the biggest impact is on my daughter and my immediate family, is that, when you have a higher income, you have access to more things. You have more opportunities come your way, and your world gets bigger. And I want her world to be as big as possible. I want to make it as big as possible. Not just her. I have nieces and nephews. I have younger cousins who all look up to me. And if I have, if I'm a successful business owner, then I can take my skills, pass them on to them, take my knowledge and pass it on to them. But not only, it gives them hope in a way that, oh, I have a cousin who's a successful business owner. So that makes their success, it makes them feel like their success is more likely to come or more likely to happen because they have access to somebody who's been through it and who knows how to get to the other side, right? And also the things that I want to do for my community. My dad was a teacher, and he had an educational foundation, and I've always he planned on me running it, and I always wanted to take that foundation and through that foundation buy buses and turn those buses into learning labs and kind of teach kids in low income neighborhoods what I know. And I know electrical engineering, and I know data science. Just kind of, so I kind of just wanted to design a curriculum where we meet on the weekends, and it keeps, it gives them something productive to do. It keeps them off the street. It gives them new ideas and expands their world because, they might not know anybody who does the things or knows the things that I do.